Welcome to Get to Know Glasgow, the podcast that tells you what you need to know about student life at the University of Glasgow, from those who know it best. I'm Alice, an international officer here at the uni, and in this series I'll be chatting to 2 undergraduate and 3 postgraduate students about their Glasgow journeys.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Yessi.
I'm Shauna.
And I'm Serena. In each episode, we'll be sharing our experiences
and giving you our top tips
on everything from student jobs and budgeting
to making new friends.
So you'll know what it's really like to be part of Team UofG.
Let's get started.
Hi everyone, so we're back again, and this time we're going to be discussing all things kind of Glasgow, Scotland and the UK. So what you really need to know about living here and exploring, whether it's Glasgow, Scotland or the rest of the UK as well. So Jessica, how have you found your time so far with your exploring?
It's really easy to explore here. There's a train station really close to where I'm living, and you can get anywhere with the trains. I love taking day trips. It's like about an hour and a half, slightly less than that to get to Edinburgh. I've been to Stirling to see the castle. I've been to Dunkeld. There's like a really nice like nature walk, like hike with like a gorgeous waterfall there. There's so many places that you can just go and have day trips and so much to see. And it's really easy to navigate. Recommend getting the rail card so you can have a discount on those train tickets. And then, yeah, it's really, I love to plan. I'm a big planner. So it's very fun for me to like choose a new location. Like I'll see a TikTok or something where someone else is exploring a new area in Scotland, and I'm like, oh, like I want to do that, and then just like go crazy on Google seeing all the cafes and the different museums and different things you can do there, and just plan a whole day. So yeah, leave early, come get one of the last trains back. It's really fun and really easy to explore here. There's so much to see, and that's Scotland as a whole. Even just staying in Glasgow, there's a ton. There's always something going on. Like recently in City Centre, they've been filming the next Spider-Man. So that's really cool. Like I'm just like commuting to work. And then there's, especially with me being, like in film studies, there's just a whole like actual film set like in the middle of the city. And Edinburgh gets used all the time for filming. Glasgow and Edinburgh are huge filming locations. So if you're really into film, you can get like, I haven't done it yet because I've been, busy with my studies, but like working as a PA, you can get like jobs on the set. You can be involved, like, because it's so accessible because the film sets are literally like right there. So that's another really cool thing that's like always going on in the city.
Well, I also like to had a 1-day trip. Like I went to North Berwick, which is the filming location for the Thor in New Asgard, and also I went to the Edinburgh Waverley because at that place I think they filmed WandaVision in Avengers, and I also enjoy taking a road trip in the UK because like with Indonesian driving license you can also use that here in the UK, but make sure you take care, you understand the rules, because I once received a love letter because I don't know the rules about parking here last year, I think, when I first come to the Highland with a car. And it's very cool because I can drive, and also I don't need to hike, I just need to drive, and I can see the gorgeous view of Highland, and also go to Glenfinnan Viaduct, which is the filming location of Harry Potter. And I went to the Dumbledore graveyard, and also I went to the Liverpool, Manchester, Sheffield with road trip from Glasgow, and you can rent a car for a cheap price. Even they already provide you with discounts sometimes if you also book the hotel. So it's quite easy here if you really like to drive your car.
Yeah, I was going to touch as well on Glasgow as a city itself. Like, it's always been very active that way, and I think for me, I love concerts and gigs. We have some of the generally the most like famous venues ever in Glasgow for loads of different tastes. If you're into like underground music, I think Sub Club, one of the oldest clubs in all of the world. Venues like King Tut's, bands like Oasis started off there, had the first ever deal signed in King Tut's, and you'll notice that when you walk in because it's literally everywhere. But also like the Hydro, it also attracts like the biggest names. We had like Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo, who are both there in the last year or so. Like it's always something happening in Glasgow. But like you guys have also said, like getting out in Glasgow as well, going to day trips up north, down south. It's so easy. But yeah, there's always something happening here.
Yeah. I also watched the script last year here in OVO Hydro. That was my first concert in Scotland. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Because like I also went to the Spider-Man. Yeah, I should met you, Jessica, because it looks so cool. Like this is the first time I met Tom Holland, even though he is in the Spider-Man costume. And like probably I wanna add, like I heard Jessica talking about this rail card. I also applied for the rail card, and the last time I went to London, I got like £25 because like I buy it in advance, like 2 weeks earlier, which is like a good deal. And like here in Scotland, in Glasgow, I think we have meal deal here. So whenever you are on holiday, you can have a meal for a cheap price from Tesco or Sainsbury. And I really like it because the portion is quite big for me, and it's like make the trip like budget friendly. So like yeah, rail card and meal deal, it's a perfect combination.
We're well known for the meal deals.
Yeah, totally. It's like one thing I missed being in Spain last year was like the Tesco meal deal. It's just like it hits the spot. It's the perfect size. It's just like a really good thing. Something that if you're not from the UK, when you come here, you'll definitely think, why is it not a thing back home? It makes perfect sense.
I literally, America could not handle a meal deal. I think it would like destroy the economy like more than it already is. America could not handle a meal, which I love. I know that's not the topic of what we're on right now,
It's an important part. It's an important part.
but yeah, I, as an American, no one loves a meal deal more than someone who's not actually from here.
Yeah, I also like it because like during the whole trip, like whenever you hungry, like this is the first time I know about meal deal too here in Glasgow.
It's important. Yeah, it ties into the traveling thing, to the
It
exploring
does.
thing.
It's
You're away
available
from
throughout
home,
the
you
UK.
forgot to pack a lunch, you don't have a way to refrigerate whatever if you wanted to pack. Meal deal. There's always a Tesco, there's always a Sainsbury's, there's always some place. So yeah.
On the subject of food as well, that I noticed one thing I really missed when I was in Spain was Greg's. And I actually read last week that
Oh.
Greg's is from Newcastle, the chain itself, but Glasgow now has the most Greg's per square kilometre in the UK.
Really?
Oh really?
Yeah, and I love Greg's. So a bit
I'll
like a meal
try
deal,
it.
you can rock in and get your you actually get a student deal. You get like a baguette, like a sandwich, a sausage roll, and a drink for like £4. So honestly, I'm a big Greg's advocate. And like we touched on before, sort of budget friendly stuff for trips. That kind of food's fantastic. It's so easy. It hits the spot, and it's quite straightforward. So yeah, I'm a massive Greg's advocate.
I think Glasgow's quite well known for its food anyway, in terms of like restaurants and things to do in terms of like the food scene. I think, throughout where I've been around the world, I feel like Glasgow has a really wide range of different like restaurants and places to eat, and lots going on in terms of that way wherever you might be in the city, and all the kind of different areas like the West End, South Side, City Centre, East End. I think there's always something on offer and always something going on, both with food, and then you can go and see something else in the city as well.
Yeah, totally.
Perfect. So we kind of touched on, I know that we're talking about food. That's always the important one, of like how best to fuel up when you're maybe doing some of these trips. Jessica, you kind of touched on, that it's maybe about an hour by train from where you are in Glasgow through to Edinburgh. Yessi, you talked about kind of getting a train down to London. How long are these kind of journeys when you're maybe going a little bit further away in the UK? For me, from being from the UK, I think, oh my goodness, it's a long journey. But maybe where you're from, it's actually quite a short journey. What kind of like timeframes can people expect in terms of like travel time throughout the UK?
A lot of them are pretty from my perspective, being from Texas, which is bigger than the entire UK. Everything seems very close together and very accessible here, especially like I have no intention of ever renting a car here. I could barely drive in my home country, let alone on the other side of the road here. So not having to drive and just being on a train and being able to just like be in like passenger mode and turn my brain off, it's so fast. Like it's so nice to just get on a train. The train is going where it goes. You don't have to think about directions. You're not the one driving. And it's like, I took a trip to Richmond. So left Scotland for the first time, went to England, and flights around the UK are like pretty cheap, but my mom was here visiting me and she insisted that we take a train. So that was like a 6-hour train ride, which is the longest journey I've had since I've been here. But even that was like, again, you're just like sitting on a train. You can look out the window. Like it's so nice being from somewhere where I don't have, beautiful, like picturesque, like countryside. Or Texas countryside is very different from like UK countryside. So being able to sit on a train and like it's so nice and pretty outside and there's like sheep, it goes by so fast. Like it's very easy to get to point A to point B, and it doesn't feel like you're sitting there forever, especially if you do hit up the Greggs before you get on the train. So
I think you nailed it in terms of the scenery in the UK. It's stunning. Like honestly, I forgot even like on train rides out the window, even from Edinburgh to Glasgow, it's not far. It's about a 50-minute train journey. What you see in that train is so beautiful. You'd be hard to replicate that anywhere else in the world because it's so green, it's so nice, and I think that makes it so soothing the journey. Nothing worse than traveling through just like roads and concrete jungles. But in the UK, wherever you travel, the scenery is so picturesque. If you're like me, I absolutely love like any Instagram story, anything that could be on my Instagram, I will take a picture straight away. So honestly, a UK train ride is the most like perfect Instagram story, especially sort of sunrise, sunset. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I agree with that. The like had to compare train and also car. I think train is more enjoyable because we can see the scenery. Like from Glasgow to London, it's only 5 hours, and I can see like oh my god, like a beautiful sheep and also horses and also cows. I really like that. I really like the animals, and it's like so cute because I don't have it in Indonesia. Like I can't see that if I take the train to move to one place to another. But like the advantage of driving a car is because we can go to a place which is like hidden, which is far from train station. For example, I really enjoy my trip when I was in Liverpool, Manchester, Sheffield, because I can go to the Beatles statue and also go to the Manchester United Stadium and also go to the Eden Store, because like Eden Store in Sheffield is like Indonesian people's favorite. So it's like to go there we need to take like train and bus. So I think to visit like hidden place or like a place that far, it's better for us to drive a car. And I remembered that when I went to Highland, I can stop by like not in the middle of the road, but it's like there's like many option that we can stop and see the scenery, because like the Highland is like, I remember it's so beautiful, the sunset, and also like the, I don't know the name, but it's like Three Sisters, I think, in Glencoe, something like that. And also I can touch it, like I went there during winter, so I can see snow by my eyes because like I like touch the snow because I don't have it back in Indonesia. And in Glasgow we just have a little of snow. In Highland, like we have a lot, and I can, and with car we can just stop by and then like, ooh, I can touch the snow. It's so beautiful. I really like it actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Even in one day, you can get 4 seasons. Like you do get a mix of all weather in Glasgow, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, I think those drives to the Highlands, lots of those laybys where you can pull over, Yessi, and yeah, the Three Sisters in Glencoe. And there's so many different things that you can see. And if you take the train up as well, just talking about snow, there's places where if you maybe don't have access to a car, if you want to try skiing, for example, there's the Cairngorms, and you can get a train to Aviemore, which, yeah, it's about 3 hours on the train, maybe 2.5 to 3 hours from Glasgow. And there's lots of skiing and lots of snow in the Cairngorms as well, if you want to go and experience that. So that kind of opens round about kind of October time, but lots of like winter sports further north as well.
Oh, thank you. I
I
plan
would
to go to
say
Abbey. Actually, after this, I plan to go to Troon. I don't know what Troon
lovely.
is, but I already booked the ticket to Troon.
There's a very nice beach in Troon.
I would say also, like, and for anyone who's car adverse like I am, there are other ways to get to those places. It sounds like it's very like touristy, and it does I have no idea how much it costs to rent a car, but it definitely costs more. But there are like the little tourist van things that'll take you into like the Highlands,
Oh yeah.
which I've done like a couple of times now, like when my mom comes to visit me. So I've been to Glencoe twice. I cannot recommend Glencoe enough. It's like easily like my favorite place I've been in Scotland. It's so gorgeous. But yeah, if you're car adverse, just like look up, like it's like it's a day trip, but it's on a van and with other people who are also like tourists. tourists. So it is very, like that. But you just like meet somewhere, usually in the city center, pretty early, and they'll drive you all the way up through the Highlands and stop at different places and then like drop you right back off at the city center at the end of the day. So they're usually pretty long excursions, like 10 hours or something. You're like on and off a van, but I do think it's worth it, especially if you do have like family or friends come and visit you and they want to see those areas that aren't as easily accessible with public transport. I would definitely recommend like looking into getting on one of the little tourist vans to get into the Highlands.
That's really good. I experienced one time go to Glasgow with that fan, and the driver, yeah, he is kind of old, but he knows everything. He told me like this, and I was like, wow, you know anything. I went to Hagrid House at that time. I don't know, it's like I think it's Hagrid House, and then like I think if you want to save more money, I mean like you can just take the Flixbus, because during Christmas I went to Aberdeen with Flixbus. I think it just cost me about £15, even to London only £20, and Glasgow to Edinburgh it's just £5. So it's like Flixbus, like oh my god, return, and it's so cheap. And but the thing is like, yeah, the driver is, it's kind of different. I don't know about like a house. How do you like to be in a bus? Actually, I don't really like it, because like the bus here in Glasgow, it's very comfortable, but it's very high. So I have a short leg, so I feel like I can't touch when I sit down, I can't touch the floor. That's why I kind of afraid. That's why I prefer train and car.
That's very
Sorry.
fair, Yessi. Aaron, what about yourself as kind of like the Scottish perspective of someone who's kind of grown up here around kind of maybe things around Glasgow or around Scotland, any kind of like good places, like inside knowledge, I suppose?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, like I want to keep that for myself. There's stuff out there you can definitely find. There's loads of different sort of foodie. My TikTok is full of like foodie influencers and that kind of stuff. And Glasgow's great for that. The university campus itself is probably the nicest part of the whole city. Like the West End is gorgeous, and around here there's so much good food, and sort of like if you like me, there's like sort of coffee brunch spots. There's hundreds around here. Yeah, I won't be giving away any exact details of places and times to be, but when I graduate, I can give them on. But no, I think in general there are loads of really good places to be. I'm quite a mix. I like to sort of go out a lot and get really drunk. Also go for kind of coffee, kind of catch up with my mates. Whatever floats your boat, whatever is your cup of tea, you can definitely find here.
I have a recommendation for a place that I don't think is even worth gatekeeping, because I think it's popular enough that it's not, I didn't like discover like a hidden gem. It's already just popular. But
Yeah.
like being from Texas, I was already like mourning the loss of like Mexican food before I even moved here, because I was like, they're not gonna have that there. I just have to get over it. But there is like a really authentic like street taco place. So my accommodation is like on Old Dumbarton Road, and then it's like a 15-minute walk. I think it's on Argyle Street or something. I don't know. But there's like the hidden lane area. It's called Rafa's, and it's incredible. It's like real, actual like street tacos that I did not think I'd be able to get here. Like they have barbacoa and they have like guacamole, and it's like Texan approved. Like I love it. Given it's not, I always have to explain to people that like Tex-Mex and like actual Mexican food are different things. This is more aligned with like actual like real like Mexican street tacos. But 10 out of 10, very much recommend. Really, really good tacos.
Yeah, I think any cuisine you really, honestly, I can't think of many cuisines that you don't get in Glasgow. You get so much. Like there's so many things, especially in the West End. So like you said, if you can't find something, my recommendation is honestly use TikTok and just put in like,
Yeah.
Mexican street food. Or for me, I've got a lot of Indian family in the UK as well. There is so many good Indian foods, and especially in Glasgow. It's a massive Indian population in Glasgow. There's so much. Whatever you want to eat, you'll probably find it in Glasgow somewhere.
Well, I think about food. If we are in Glasgow, we can go to Briars Road. I think from from Briars Road up there and down there is always a lot of food to explore. Whether like Glaswegian food, Scotland food, Japanese food, and then like I think Korean food. They have many things there. My favorite one is like the ramen. Here is like I don't know why they sell a really good ramen here, and they also have one in Ashton Lane. I think like if you come to Glasgow and then if you are burnt out, you can just walk to Ashton Lane, because it's just 5 minutes from the library, I think, or 5 to 10 minutes from the library. And there is like during winter it's so beautiful because they have like the lamp, and also the lane is so short, but it's full of people, and then like sometimes you can see people take a photograph there, and it's like a wedding there. I experienced someone take a wedding photograph there, and it's like, oh my god, that's really cute. I like it, and people is just very nice. I remember one time I look lost, and then like there's someone, I think he is Glaswegian, because at that moment I didn't really understand what he's saying, and then he said, oh, are you looking for something? And then can you repeat it? I said something like that 3 times, and he took me to a place which I looking for, which is the ramen store in Aston Lane. And oh my god, people is just very helpful here. I like it.
I also want to talk about Ashton Lane because I love Ashton Lane. It's so close to campus. Like if from the JMS, it's literally like less than like it's right next to the JMS. And the ramen place that you're talking about, Ramen Deo, I love Ramen Deo. It is like really small though, so like if you're going there, definitely like get a booking. Don't just like try and like walk in because it's like teeny tiny.
Actually, I always just walk in. Sorry.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You have luck with
I
walking
never
in?
book. I never book.
See, I always just make a booking. I'm too paranoid because once I like have my mindset that I want ramen, if I walk in and there's not a table, I couldn't handle the disappointment. So, and then right across from Ramen Deo is the Grosvenor Theater, which again, as a movie person, oh my God, I love this theater so much. Like it's gorgeous. And there's like a little like bar like upstairs, which has really good espresso martinis, if anyone cares about that. So it's like a gorgeous theater. Like it looks like a theater for like live performances, not a movie theater. But like they have the little like table lamps next to the chairs, and it just looks very like vintage and cute. And then bar right upstairs, so you can get espresso martini before your movie, espresso martini after the movie, and then go right across the street and get ramen. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I really like it there.
I am just getting hungry now.
Yeah, like it's so like I forget a lot of students tend to sort of go home in summertime. But if you can't go home for whatever, for flights are expensive, whatever reason it might be, Edinburgh literally has got like a world famous festival called the Fringe that happens every year, and it's literally I've been about 4 or 5 times from Glasgow like this year. You could literally go to any bar and just or go to like bar to place, there's people in the street handing out flyers. You could literally go all day and just go around like food things or like cultural sort of, it might be like theatre, arts, comedy. There's so much happening, and it's all like sort of amateur sort of, and some big names come as well. You see some really kind of famous comedians and stuff going as well. It's really good fun, but literally you could walk around there. I know a friend who couldn't go home this year. He's volunteering at the Fringe all year or all summer, and Edinburgh's got a really good buzz to it. Always does, but even more a buzz at this time of year because literally everyone from the whole world comes to see the Fringe, and it's such a good vibe. It's a really good place to be during the month of August.
It does make the city insane though. So if you're going to Edinburgh not for the like intention of going to the Fringe, like I cannot even imagine like just wanting to plan a trip to Edinburgh like in August and not knowing about the Fringe and then being like, what's going on?
You'd know, yeah.
Yeah.
It does make it crazy.
I also plan to visit the festival. It's the French festival. Yeah, I plan to visit that because like a lot of people have visit that festival, but I don't know like do we need a ticket if we wanna go to the festival, or we just can just pop up in Edinburgh and
Yeah, it really depends. There's things you can book online in advance. Yessi, can be an overwhelming website in my mind of like when you're looking and you don't have something in mind. There's so much going on, like Aaron was saying. But what you can also do is, especially if you're looking at your budget, there's lots of free shows. So you just go to Edinburgh, people are handing out flyers like Aaron was saying, so you can go along to some free stuff, or you can book in advance, but you don't need to. There will be things that you can get involved with, and there's lots of kind of street artists as well. So just out on the street, maybe on the Royal Mile. So there's so much that you can get involved with, especially at the Edinburgh Fest. It's such a great time to go through to Edinburgh, as you're saying, during the Fringe. And I'll be going as well. It's just something that everyone does when they're in Glasgow. It's so close to get to Edinburgh, 45 minutes on the train, and then you can go and experience comedy and theatre from people come from all over the world. So it's a really great time. I suppose we're running out of time, guys. I'm going to come round for a quick fire final thought of what you would want someone to really know about living here in Glasgow?
Let me go first. Like a final thought, I think like we talk about the Fringe Festival in Edinburgh, but Glasgow, we also have festival. I think around January and February. I once booked a ticket in a for like a theater, and it's really good. So and also I watched the symphony like orchestra. So if you are in Glasgow, don't forget to watch orchestra, because Glasgow, they have the Royal National Scottish Orchestra, sorry. And then like book a ticket, because Glasgow is the city of music by the UNESCO, so you should watch music here. Absolutely.
I would just say plan day trips, get out. There's so much to do in Glasgow, but it's also worth it to see other places with how easily accessible they are. And there's so many free things to do here. Like so many museums are free. There's like gorgeous old cathedrals. There's so many different like things that you can see and experience that either have like no entry fee or like a teeny tiny entry fee. So you'll like for a day trip, if you plan right, you'll be paying like just for the train ticket. Like you can do that and have a great experience and not be paying for anything more than like the travel cost. Yeah, and I think it's just definitely worth getting out of the city and seeing as much of Scotland as you can.
Yeah, totally. My advice for anyone coming to Glasgow the first time: say yes to everything. There's so much happening, so much going on. Say yes as much as you can. Get out there and just enjoy it. There's so much to do and see. So say yes as much as you can and get out to enjoy it.
Thanks, guys. Jessica, I will say I can't go past it. It would be the cost of your travel, but also your meal deal as well. That would be the main the main thing.
Yeah.
We hope this episode has been useful. If you're interested in finding out more, you'll find the links you need in the show notes. And you can visit glasgow.ac.uk/gettoknowglasgow. Thank you for listening, and bye for now.